Hello, I'm Bruce Lorincz, and this show is called Bruce on the Loose. I talk to people in the business community now, and city government, and the schools. Recently, we did a show with Dr. Andy Hill on the start of school, and he had a lot of good information for parents and citizens alike. And also Daniel Schonk, the resource officer, the elementary resource officer, and he really had a lot of good suggestions for, again, parents, and looking forward to seeing those new students. Today we're in the studio with Lori Wilkinson, the director of the Suprema Senior Center, and Jim Dole, a prominent member of the Suprema Foundation. Lori, would you be so kind as to introduce our third guest?
I'd be privileged to do that. We also today have Amy Ruch-Smith joining us. She is the new administrative assistant for the Suprema Senior Center. She just joined us in June, and we are so excited to have her at the Suprema Senior Center on our team of staff.
Well, I have a confession to make to both Jim and you, Lori. I know Amy. We were old friends. She took care of the girls and babysat and did such a good job. And Amy, one thing you really did, you kept the girls engaged. You said, "Hey, let's do reading or let's do a little art," and they didn't mind that because they liked to read and liked art and games and everything. So thanks very much for helping the girls in the past, and well, I appreciate your organization. What are some of the tasks that you have in your daily job at Suprema?
Well, number one would be greeting anybody coming in, as long as I get a chance to look up from my computer screen. But no, I get the privilege of seeing everybody as they walk in the door, and it really has been exciting to be a part of that. But otherwise, it's really advertising the programs that we are producing. Whether it be making a flyer for it so that everybody can see it on the bulletin board or on the website, or actually updating our website as well.
I imagine that sometimes is pretty easy to do if someone had been involved in like cards or a new card game or a new activity or something in the medical field. Then they might recruit other people to join them.
Absolutely.
What about being a Wadsworthite? Has that helped in any way in your position?
It has. Sometimes it just opens up a conversation with somebody who might be shy or not know anybody else. They might see my last name and ask if I'm related to so-and-so. I have recognized quite a few of our population, though, are new to the community or new within the last 10 years. They've moved here to be with family or just closer to family, and that's been a privilege to see things through their eyes, not somebody who's been here for the majority of my life.
There's a tendency for senior citizens to want to tell you a story or anecdote about something. Does that happen quite often?
Absolutely, but I welcome it. I make time for it in my day, so yes.
Jim, what about the foundation? Were you pleased with the pavilion and all the furniture that came in with the final product?
Oh, it's fantastic. The pavilion is Amish built. It's beautiful. If you haven't seen it, come on down. It's great. It's got fans inside, electricity, lights. It's fantastic. And then the furniture is even better because it's composite wood, and it's going to hold up well. It's got picnic tables, but it doesn't have the picnic benches. It's got individual chairs. And I would say about half the chairs have got arms too, which helps out for the seniors when you getting up and things. So it's really, really nice. And it's getting a lot of use, not only from the seniors, but you see different groups. The chamber was there, the police department was there for a retirement party. And then you see a lot of kids, the YMCA, there are different programs they've had for the children, and they go out there and eat their lunch sometimes out at the pavilion. So it's really nice. It's a real asset, I think. It's beautiful. Sure.
We want it to be used a lot, so that's really right. Good to hear that a lot of different people use it in different groups. What about the situation where if something is needed, will you hear from some of the members? They'll step up and say, "Jim, we need this or that."
Yeah. That's one of the benefits of being a board member, I guess. But yeah, and we're looking right now. We're getting new furniture inside the building, because it's been there for 10 years, and so it's more cafeteria style, so we're trying to change that around a little bit. And it's harder, the chairs are harder, looking for cushion seats and everything else. So it's, we're always upgrading the facility, always doing new things. I mean, just with the Zoom program, you know, when COVID came in, I mean, never heard of Zoom before COVID. I did anyway, and so now that's a big thing now. That was a great big thing in COVID. But now, people are still using it because they're homebound or they're afraid to come out or whatever, or the weather or something like that. So A lot of people are still using Zoom, so we pay for that. We pay for a lot of different things that upgrade the facility.
So the foundation is there for maybe cost over things that may not be covered by a budget, things that are necessary, and you can go ahead and help and get that done.
And try and upgrade the place too,
Right.
and just not a cafeteria style senior center. You want it to make it more functional, more friendly. With the new TVs, we've got 3 big TVs now inside there, and then so when you play bingo, you see the numbers all up. We're going to have a baseball game on TV, so you have a party in there and you watch the Guardians win.
They're in first place, Jim.
Yeah,
They're in first place. They won
They're
it
great.
last night. Yeah,
Right.
no question about it.
So I didn't stay up to listen to that game. Got a little late, but anyway. But so we're always upgrading the facility. It's always looking for something new and different.
Fantastic. Lori, we have something near and dear to my heart coming up, the Walking Challenge. Why is that so significant?
You know, the Walking Challenge, we had our first one back in 2013, and it has grown each year, and it's so important because it gets seniors out moving. It's just that motivation. This year we're having a fall walking challenge that runs September 1st through October 31st. And the nice thing is it's not a competition. Everybody's working to a group goal of 20,000 miles. So the more that walkers, the merrier. But it could be a senior, maybe they've just had surgery, so it takes them a week to get a mile in. And that mile is just as important as the person out there walking 2 or 3 miles a day. It all goes to a group goal. We're so excited, just that motivation. Every year we have seniors say that their blood pressure went down, they've lost weight, their doctor has, record their miles on a piece of paper and they give those to their doctor, and it's just a wonderful program, and we're able to just help motivate seniors to get moving. It gets them back into the senior center, communicating with us every day, reporting those miles, whether it's in person, they can report them via email, report them by calling us. Any of those ways we're connecting with those walkers, and they can walk at home, they can walk on the track, outside. Lots of possibilities.
It's really, I would think, really good for couples, for neighbors to get together and walk as a group, and those miles will certainly add up.
Absolutely, and we have our big kickoff coming up August 31st. It's going to be outdoors in the pavilion is what the plan is. We love using that space so much. So we're going to be handing out bags to the first 100 seniors that sign up, and there's going to be a bunch of goodies in there to get them started with walking.
Now, it seems like over the years, the number started out in, I think, 30s or 40s and is escalated up. Last year, do we have over 100 walkers?
We had, I believe, just over 100. So we'd love to see that again. So it's something every year we say, invite your neighbors and friends, and it's just a team effort. All the seniors are a team working towards that goal.
How excited are you to have a full staff? For a while, you were kind of there with COVID, and we came back, and you were kind of trying to do things by yourself. What about Tammy and the young lady we have here with us? Have they taken up the slack and helped you a little bit with all the jobs you have to do?
I can honestly say Tammy Reddish, our activity volunteer coordinator, and Amy, they make up a dream team for our staff. We have already been able to expand what we are doing, which is evident in our July, August, September current newsletter that's out right now, which is so wonderful. We're expanding what we're able to do. The staff, every day I have seniors saying how wonderful they both are to work with, to communicate with, and I really, truly feel I have a dream team working at the Senior Center. I'm very thankful to have staff.
And I noticed going by occasionally the collaboration. You talk to one another, you get along, and that really helps a great deal, doesn't it?
It sure does, absolutely. We have same goals in mind. All three of us get along very well, and we do collaborate, bounce ideas off of each other, and just have a passion for serving seniors in the community.
Amy, how do you interact with some of the volunteers? I know you're kind of, as you first come in, straight on, but there's a volunteer desk
Yes.
for someone to answer questions and
Correct.
direct people. How does that? How do you coordinate all the volunteers?
Well, I don't coordinate them. Tammy does that. But
Okay.
other than that, as you were mentioning about the full staff, I honestly feel like the volunteers are my coworkers because they have been such a great asset to me in learning the nuance of the different programs or what's the best way to help this person who asked this particular question. Actually, I sat down with one of them, actually two of them yesterday, and kind of bounced questions back and forth in preparation for today's taping. But I think we all have a great communication and we help one another.
That's very, very important because, you know, they really have a foundation, a background of what has been in the past. And again, you can tweak that to however you feel fit and go from there.
Yes.
What about other activities you're involved in since you are a Wadsworth individual?
Yeah.
Do you do some other things around town?
Yeah, I'm involved with the VFW, Veterans of Foreign Wars, the auxiliary here. I was past president, but I'm still active with that, whether it be just planning activities, fundraising for the year. I know they were fortunate to get some money to help. They had a roof issue this past year. So other than that, I do volunteer with Meals on Wheels too, which is quite a pleasure to do every month.
That's a organization run out of Trinity Church,
Yes.
I believe, and it really does. People can sign up ahead of time and get meals throughout the week. I think.
Delivered.
Yeah, delivered to them, and it really does help. And also, they're being checked on. Make sure. Although during COVID, I think probably procedure, the meals were put on the porch,
Right.
because it was hard to see people up close and personal.
True.
Okay, Jim, what are you doing talking about 12 Days of Christmas? Ladies, correct me if I'm wrong. Is this August? Is this August? And
He
Jim?
started July.
Oh, it's July.
We
July.
started
July.
in July.
Oh, okay. All right. Why the early bird gets the worm? Ben Franklin says that. Do you remember that, Jim?
Yeah, I don't remember him. But anyway, we like to participate in the Wadsworth community events. And it's First Friday, it's Farmers Market, things like that.
Right.
So we got to start early, so we get part of that in that. We'd like to get as many First Fridays as we can. And so, you know what I mean? And it's good to get the word out, not necessarily selling tickets early, but just get the word out so people know about us. Most seniors do, but a lot of the younger people don't. So.
It's a good way to promote some
That's
local
right.
businesses.
That's right.
They get
That's
some
right.
publicity, and
Right.
if they are involved in it, then they get notoriety, and people might say, well, maybe I'll check that
That's
place
right.
out.
Check out the senior center,
right.
and if they're
Right.
younger people, maybe they're for their parents and things like that. So it's great.
Jim, you're not going to wear your Santa hat for us?
When I'm going to sell you a ticket here at the end of the
so
program, I'll put it
okay,
on.
okay. I'm a little short today.
Hey,
but,
you said that last year, Bruce.
Lori, what about the Senior Expo? I think that's coming up in October.
It is. We are so excited. It's coming back for the first time since 2019. It's going to be Friday, October 28th from 10 to 1. And we are beyond excited. We just this week, invitations started going out to vendors. We're hoping to have 75 to 100 vendors. It's going to be in the forecourt field house here at the Senior Center. We're planning to do Medicare checkups in our media room. We're going to have a VIP room for caregivers. They're a very special part of what we do. It's going to be a very interactive. This year, the theme is Carnival of Caring. So it'll be a fun carnival theme. The first 400 seniors that come and attend the event will get a bag courtesy of SUMA, and I can guarantee they'll go home with it filled with all sorts of things. But the most important thing about the expo, it's a one-stop place where anything you'd want to know regarding seniors, anything support services, senior living facilities, anything like that, it's in a one-stop place. So it is a very important event, and we're so excited to have it back once again.
And the time frame on that day?
It'll be 10 to 1.
Okay.
Yes,
Right.
so that'll be great, and we're going to be having some health screenings, flu shots. I heard there's even going to be some COVID vaccines given out through Medina County Health Department. We just talked to them today. So we're thrilled to be able to have this expo back once again for our seniors.
Speaking of the health department, you gave me a segue. I was talking to Joanna before the show, and WCTV and Suprema combined for a show with the Medina County Health Department right before COVID, after COVID started, and there was a show with 18,200 and some people viewed that. Do you believe that was that many people involved?
That was very exciting, very exciting. I have heard that's the highest viewed show in the history of WCTV, but we're very thankful for the collaboration with the Medina County Health Department. That show took place in January of 2021, educating how you can sign up to get vaccines, all of that. And that was back when, you had to be 80 or better to get that vaccine in that first round, and then they kept lowering the number. But it was such important information. And so it was done via Zoom and recorded for WCTV, and became a big asset for the community.
Jim, if someone wanted to be on the foundation and really be on the planning stage, is there an application, or do you need to say something to someone to be involved in the leadership?
There's an application. They can stop in at the senior center and see me, or get word to me and I'll get you an application. We've got a couple openings. One of our individuals, Joe, I can't think of his last name now. Joe just got married and moved to Columbus, so we do have openings. So,
and again, you don't have to be in the city of Wadsworth.
No.
Again, expand beyond to Rittman, Seville, Barberton, because we have so many services here. Isn't that something that says
it's
Wadsworth
tremendous.
Reaches out and has so many programs? And again, you might not be a card player.
Yeah, it's all free too. Everything is free. So it's fantastic.
Lori, it was mentioned by Amy a few minutes ago that she's seeing new faces, people that maybe are new to Wadsworth. And the mayor on a previous show said that we are growing. Wadsworth is growing at over a 2% clip each and every year from the last census. So there are new senior citizens coming to Wadsworth, and families and other people. But how many would maybe possibly come each month?
So we're averaging about 45 new members coming into the senior center, brand new, every month. So that could be because maybe they've been in Wadsworth a little bit, they just retired, but others are moving into the city. We are definitely serving, I believe, the fastest growing population. The oldest of the baby boomers are just turning 76 this year. And people are just so excited about the senior center. The fact that thanks to the Wadsworth Older Adults Foundation, we can keep our membership free for anybody 55 or better. Recently, we had a lady come in on her 55th birthday. She was so excited to be able to join the senior center, which I think is just awesome. So we're serving a really amazing population, and to see the growth is awesome. I can tell you, since we reopened July 1st of 2021, we've given out almost 1,800 key tags to our kiosk system. Those are the little member cards people get when they come in. So those of course, were given to previous members, but also all the new members coming in. We're just really seeing growth. We're very excited about that.
Amy, how's that new system working? We can come in and you can go ahead and check in with your fob.
Yes.
And make sure if you had, like tomorrow, I have a book chat.
Wonderful, good.
And I'll take a look, and of course I may get a word in edgewise. Jim isn't in that particular group. So anyway, I can talk and to see the other people, what they're up to. But do people feel comfortable now after they've done it a few times and they really sign up or find out and check in for their group?
Yes, and it's just so seamless. It really is. When they come in, whether it's their first time or second time, you just need to swipe it in front of the reader, and then on the screen it actually shows all the activities that are happening that day, which is really nice because maybe they only came in to get a cup of coffee, but then they realized, oh, well, they're playing mahjong today or bridge or have another garden chat class that they could sit in on.
Yeah. The array of offerings, as you've just mentioned the last second, is just amazing. Again, it's just not medical cards. It's self-defense. We've had classes that making sure you take good steps and make sure that you are very safe in your house, and all sorts of other classes that I've taken, and they've been they're very beneficial to people, aren't they?
Yes, absolutely. And whether it's just from a socializing aspect or in your, as you said, you're learning something, you're taking away something important. So,
Lori, what about the cooperation? We've talked about collaboration. What could you say about WCTV, Joanna and John here, and the things that you're doing and the things that the public is aware of?
Oh, that's a great question. WCTV is so important with the things that we do, and being able to, we really collaborated through COVID, getting our programs out to seniors. We were able to record things and they were able to produce those for us. They are an amazing asset, and in fact, Joanna and I, we have talked about some plans for the future of even more collaboration that will be coming soon as well, with volunteers and things like that. But we are very thankful for them. They are able to film big events like our Hall of Fame event that we just had, where Jim Dull happened to get the Lifetime Achievement Award, and that was something that people can see what the foundation is doing. So all different events like that, our ribbon cutting, they were there for that. So we're very thankful that they're just right across the hall and we can collaborate.
Jim, that probably humbled you a little bit to get an award.
Very humbling.
Did you have any idea that you would?
Completely surprised, and I mean, you know me, and my acceptance speech was, "You're going to find this hard to believe, but I'm speechless." And a woman in the audience yelled, "It was about time." So anyway, that was my acceptance speech. So, but it was very humbling, and.
But that has to make you feel good that you again represent the senior center, and you want people to help the foundation, because as they help the foundation, you can help get, as you say, improvements and make things better here for everyone.
Expand the programs and get everything current. The programs are fantastic, like caregiver support and all these different things. All these new things that we're running into sometimes, you know what I mean? So it's really neat, and all the computerized stuff and everything. So it's very good.
Lori, you hinted on looking down the road and to the future. I would imagine with a full staff now and the Suprema cafeteria open for people to come in, get coffee and desserts and lunch, etc. That has to probably make you elated that you can maybe look, down the road a couple weeks or even maybe 6 months or a year and say, boy, I wish we could do this, or maybe call someone from another center and get ideas from other people as well.
Yes, so we have the opportunity now that we can do that, and we love looking at different areas of the country. What are they doing? What are things that are trending? The fact that we have technology has been such an amazing asset. So we can have programs where we have seniors that maybe can't come in because they're homebound or various reasons. They can join even from their car if they were at an appointment, along with the people that are in person. So expanding things that way. But yes, we're really excited looking into the future and all the opportunities that we have.
One thing I forgot to mention with the walking challenge, and again, that's something really coming up right around the corner, is SUMA and the YMCA are co-sponsoring. It's just not the Suprema Senior Center, but it's Suprema and also the Y.
Yes. So we're very thankful the YMCA and SUMA, they were with us for this walking challenge from the beginning. We're excited. We're going to have at our kickoff, our famous Gary Lake is going to be giving us our pep talk speech for everyone, and we're thankful to collaborate with them. And then also other professional friends who are donating prizes that people get. And even your viewers that are watching this, and maybe it's already into September, it's not too late to contact us to get in on the walking challenge. We'd love for them to join. It's one of those things, the more the merrier, and it is a lot of fun.
Why don't you tell a story about Gary? One year we were just short of our goal. I think our goal maybe was 18,000, and he and a colleague of his decided we're this close, and you take it from there.
Yes, so I believe that was in 2018, and he and Mike Huth, who is with Sue, but he's now retired. We were so close to meeting our goal. We were just within a few hundred miles. Well, they both are over 55, and they got together and they both walk and had been tracking their own walking. It's so easy with devices like phones and things now. So they were able to combine their miles, join the walking challenge, and put us over our goal, which was just fabulous. So yes, it's great collaborating with them.
You don't have to even come to us, the Suprema Senior Center, for the cafe or cars or anything. You can walk just because you're, again, over 55, right?
Right. We do ask that you become a member, which is totally free.
Right.
And it's we'll get you started. We can contact you with email, all of that, and we'd love for you to join.
Lori, Amy, Jim, we learned a lot, and that's partly why I do the show, because I learn from my guests, we learn from community members and people in the business, schools, and city government. And thanks for viewing, and next week we'll have another important show.
You are watching WCTV, Wadsworth Community Television.